Hi, it's Hyperstamper here, Laura, and I've got another pretty journal today for showing off. This is going on Etsy momentarily, and this little sweetie is 5 1/8 by 7 3/4. Now, I've had maybe 4 or 5 Barbara Worth books, and this is from the very early 1900s, and they're very, very popular. I just put a piece of cotton around here. And you can see it's got some wear here, but it is still an absolutely stunning original image on the cover there. And for the bangles, I used some vintage jewelry that I cut down that I thought went really well with the colors of the cover. So this is a real sweetie. I believe it's 1911. And let's check out the inside. I've got the original first pages of the book here, including this lovely plate and the title page and a few pages following. Sorry, just wanted to show you the date there, 1911. Okay, let's have a look. Everything in here is real antique and vintage ephemera, no fakes or commercials or digitals. I really like using the real thing because I have so much of it. Here is a pocket that I made out of a vintage doily, and this is a vintage recipe book paper and children's book page piece made into a journaling tag, and a beautiful little vintage stamp there as well. This is the 1950s road map atlas page, 1920s music sheet. Now this is kind of fun. This is from New South Wales in Australia, and look at this. This is an antique souvenir booklet, and it's double-sided and it's absolutely fantastic. I was going to break it up into smaller bits and use them, would have gone a longer way, but I thought it would be more fun for the owner of the journal to have the whole thing. So this is a real prize, this one here. I love it. And that is from 1950. How fantastic is that? And then also this antique postcard, and this one is from 1922, so over 100 years old, and it is absolutely beautiful. I love it. I just love it. So that's a little sweetheart pocket handmade here, and I just made this little booklet here out of some of my scrap antique papers and a little children's book cover page there. Just a cute little booklet here, and it is tucked into this little belly band I made out of vintage tapestry. Now look at this sweet piece here. I've got two pieces here. One is pressed hydrangea leaves, and this one is a check from 1911 to Martin Olson for $280, and that is a lot of money in 1911. Whew. So that is a really, really fun page there. Another plate from the book, full page plate, and I turned this into a pocket because it was a bit brittle, so I tucked in here an 1890s Demarest Family Magazine page, double-sided. It is awesome. Look at this. What women are doing now. So if you want to find out what women were doing 115 years ago, there you go. And another really fun vintage playing card in here for a Victorian woman and her dog. And this is just a fun vintage sewing hooks and eyes bit. And then this came from a vintage book as well. I turned into a journaling envelope. It's a fun little triple pocket there. And 1970s watercolor instruction booklet page, nice and colorful. And here's just a really fun advertisement I pulled out of a yearbook, and that is for Orange Crush and Crush Reiki. That is, remember when the bottles were ribbed like that? Oh my God, so cool. And then another little journaling tag in here from a children's book page on Alice in Wonderland, and that's all mounted on top of another antique book page. And this is one of these wonderful veterinarian book pages from the 1850s that I put an antique page on the back so you could journal on it. And then this little secret journaling spot under that flap, another one over here. And this is an old duotang piece, actually, an old piece of cardboard. And this wonderful page, and that is Joan, Mysterious Joan, and this is on the SS Kingston ship. I love that. And more of the same here for the flip sides, and some tea-dyed pages I added for more journaling. There's a bird watcher's logbook, vintage, and this is a floating pocket here with a little vintage button on there, and a little journaling pocket here, and a vintage 1950s bingo card here. And that is all made out of a sewing instruction book from the 50s. There we go. Love it. You can move that around. Another 1950s souvenir book page there. And look at this wonderful cover of the Theater Arts magazine from April 1959. How awesome is that? Love it. Love the artwork. Paris, France Almanac page from 1938 in December. And another one of these vintage Victoriana pages here. Victoriana furniture, children's book page pocket I made. Another wonderful children's book image here. More vintage bird pages. 1930s Monopoly. Another great little vintage card of Prince Edward's visit to Canada. And another antique paper journaling tag there. And another lovely fuzzy cardstock children's book page there that was colored by some happy little child, as well as this was. And this is the peekaboo game that we all played with our hands. This is where peekaboo came from, was this woman's book on how to use your hands to tell stories to your children. And this is a fantastic, wow, just a hilarious vintage recipe book page. And to me, that's all just hysterical. If I served that to dinner to my family, I think they would expel me. Yeah, I'm not kidding. Okay, more of those wonderful hand-signed stories from the 20s. Billy and Benny Bunny, great children's story. And under here, I have a vintage upholstery fabric. And then you can just unfold that and you've got some more journaling spots and a little secret spot here for a journaling tag, which is all about birds' feet. Another 1850s book page, 1950s theater art page. Look at this old ad by Max Factor. That's from the 50s. Fantastic. Pearl's receipt from the 50s. And another plate in here. This is also from the same book. Barbara Worth book there, made pocket here out of a children's book page, 1937 folklore fables and fairy tales page. Look at this little guy with the caterpillar, little elf. Another children's book page. Look how cute. Oh my gosh. Okay. And another one here. Another lovely, oh, that's a gingerbread man. Cool. Great time of year for that. And another 1920s banknote there. And that brings us to the end. I kept the last book page in. So there you go. That is lovely. It's going on Etsy now, and it's hyperstamper.etsy.com. Thanks.